What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So we just got some breaking news earlier today, and this changes everything when it comes to this whole talk of redistricting. So I'm going to go over this, and I'm going to get right to it. I'm not going to waste any time because I want to show you the AI model that I created for redistricting. And this, the numbers have flipped. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video. And if you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Now, before we get started, this is an AI model. This is to give us a prediction. However, there are no guaranteed outcomes when it comes to this model that I'm going to show you. I'm just showing you the information that we have, the information that we're receiving today. This is what the AI model is saying we could see as a result of that. Okay. So let's go ahead. I want to get right over to this because I want to talk a little bit more about this than usual because this is a big event. And so basically what happened is you had this 3-judge panel, and I think 2 judges out of the 3, so you only need the majority, they voted to block the newly drawn lines, this gerrymandering map, the new map in Texas. And you remember that new map, the goal was to gain 5 seats for Republicans, although it could have been about 4 seats. When we did our AI model, it was showing about 4 seats that Republicans would be able to win as a result of this. And so now this panel of judges has ruled, no, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen in 2026. And the reason why they're blocking the 2025 map is because it's likely that it violates the Voting Rights Act. Okay, so gerrymandering of Black and Hispanic voters. So now they have to revert back to 2021, the 2021 map. And so in essence, what this does is it wipes out those 5 new seats that Republicans could gain. And so if you go back to the beginning of all this gerrymandering talk, President Trump talked to the governor in Texas, and they decided that they were going to draw new lines so they can gain 5 more seats for Republicans. What happened? California said, okay, well, if you do that, then we're going to go ahead and draw new lines for Democrats. So 5 seats for Democrats in California, and that will counteract what was going on in Texas. But now what's going on in Texas is no longer. And so now California has 5 seats that are Democrats would most likely win those 5 seats, but Republicans aren't going to get the 5 seats in Texas. Now, sure, there's some court filings in California, but nothing's happened in California yet. Now, let's go back. I want to go to the model here, and I want to show you how this is going to impact the model because it does. So when we're looking at this, and I just did this model a couple of days ago, but we're going to do it again because this is significant change here. So we're looking at Texas. Texas used to have, I think it was like 3.6 seats because it wasn't at 100%. Remember where I was telling you it was 90% or it could be 70%, but we never gave these states 100% because we know that there are some court filings, so things could change. And what happened? Things changed. So now we're looking at 0. Okay, so 0 for the expected seats in Texas. Now, Missouri, they're looking at 70% chance of gaining 1 seat for Republicans. California is looking at 90% chance of gaining 5 seats for Democrats. Okay, so this -5 would be 5 seats lost for Republicans. Okay, so when you do the average here, it will be -4.5. That's when you calculate the 90% from the -5. Louisiana's waiting for the Voting Rights Act. Okay, they're waiting for that information to come out from the Supreme Court. And so they could win 1 seat as a result of that. Utah, the court has ordered Utah draw new lines that will benefit Democrats. So Republicans are going to lose a seat from there. So looking at the overall total now, Republicans, and this right here, this is what's already been announced, okay? This is what we're talking about here. These are the states that have already announced that they are drawing new lines, and some of these states have already voted to draw these new lines. And so now the advantage goes to Democrats when we're talking about the states that have already enacted something, okay? So if we move down, and I'm briefly going to go over this because, like I said, I just went over this just a couple of days ago, but when we're looking at some of these other states, we have North Carolina. They're expected to, they could win 1 seat. The probability there is 60%. Ohio has to draw a new district, and so that could be a win for Republicans. That would be 1 seat. Georgia's talking about drawing new lines. The probability of that's 35%. Indiana, we talked about Indiana already. They're not going to be able to draw new lines because they don't have the votes in their Senate. And so that's one Republican seat that is not going to happen. We're talking about now Florida. Florida could potentially draw some new lines. They could earn a seat. That's a 20% chance. And with Alabama, it's a 5% chance, and that would benefit Democrats. So Democrats could gain a seat there. New York, there's a possibility, 15% chance, and that would benefit Democrats by 1 seat. And when we're looking at Pennsylvania, nothing's going on there. South Carolina, 10% chance. That could benefit Democrats. And New Mexico, 25% chance. And that could benefit Democrats. And so this is the overall number here. Now, this overall number, this favors Republicans by just over a seat. Okay, now when we look at, if you're calculating, and this is what we're doing here, and you're looking at, these aren't whole numbers. And the reason why is because they take those different percentages, as I stated. So we're not going to get a whole number, but when you factor in the percentage, the possibility of this actually happening, you have to do it in percentage. Okay, and so looking at the numbers, the states that have already enacted something, we're looking at minus 4.20 Republicans. That means Republicans could lose this amount of seats. Now we're looking at the states that could potentially move forward with redistricting. All total, that's going to be a benefit to Republicans, so it'll be plus 1.60. Now, when we calculate that, this is what we get. Minus 2.60 Republicans means that Republicans will lose 2.5 seats, or if you want to average it up, 3 seats. So Democrats before, they were losing seats, and now Republicans could potentially lose seats as a result of redistricting. And so you see how that's working here? So it's now working against Republicans. Now, this is just what's going on today. We don't know what's going to happen in California. As I stated, you have court filings, and so that could change too. So that would change the whole map. There are other states out there that we could see some changes, and that would change the map as well. And so that's breaking news. You had this panel of judges say, no, we're going to have to block this map that Texas has created for the 2026 midterm election. So now they're reverting back to 2021. And so this could potentially change everything when it comes to this whole redistricting and the 2026 midterm election. Now, there's one more thing that I want to talk about here. So you remember when I just showed you the model. Okay, now this model is showing that Democrats could gain 2.5 seats, or realistically rounded up, so it'd be 3 seats. So Democrats could gain 3 seats just as a result of redistricting. Okay, that's what our model is showing. This isn't guaranteeing that this is going to happen, but this is what the model is showing us. So if we look at our map, if we look at the congressional map, right now Republicans are at 220. Democrats are at 215. Democrats need 3 seats in order to take back control of the House. Just with redistricting, not talking about anything else that's going on, but just with redistricting, if this model is correct, it would show that Democrats would gain 3 seats, which would give them 218, and they would take back the majority just as a result of redistricting. And so this is backfiring on Republicans, because Republicans, their whole goal here was to gain more seats, but now they're losing seats as a result of what's going on in Texas, because you had some other states that made their decisions based on what happened in Texas. And so now that what happened in Texas is not going to happen, or at least it won't happen in the 2026 midterm, now we're looking at a situation where Democrats have the advantage. Not only do they have the advantage, but they also have the numbers just based on this information coming from the AI model, and it's showing that they could take back the House as a result of redistricting. So I want to know what you guys think about this. So let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. And remember, stay informed, stay engaged. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.